Hi, good morning. I'm so sorry. I'm super embarrassed.
Yeah.
Hi, puppy.
This elderly man is John Arthur Getreu, a retiree, a family man from Hayward, California. In just a few minutes, he, like you, will be surprised to learn that the person speaking to him is an undercover police officer. And that moment will mark the arrest of a dangerous criminal, a man wanted for nearly 50 years, a man who managed to stay hidden without a trace of remorse.
I was turning around in your driveway and I accidentally hit your car.
Which one?
The one parked in the driveway. Do you want to maybe take a look to see if we should exchange insurance information?
Take a peek.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. So embarrassing.
He begins to protest. How could they disturb him, a respectable elderly man, in his own home? He says he was feeling just fine.
Sheriff's office.
Yeah, go ahead. You have it on your back.
Wait
Face
a
the
minute.
car. Go ahead and face the car.
What's this?
We'll talk to you in a minute.
Anybody else in the house? No, my wife's at work.
The arrest begins. It feels like there's something we don't yet understand. But the old man does. Handcuffs are placed on him. He is escorted to the sheriff's car. The deputies, still unaware of who they are really dealing with, remain polite and respectful toward the elderly man.
Take a seat.
You want to rest on that
You're
seat?
gonna close the door, make sure the dogs.
Yes.
We'll take care of your dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
The question hangs in the air. What is he being arrested for? But John, knowing there is nothing immediate they can prove, reacts with a mocking tone. He even expresses admiration for what he calls the police's clever plan.
Good line for coming out of the house. Get that guy out of the house.
Let's go back a few months. In the United States, there are many unsolved cases, but that doesn't mean they've been forgotten. There is a division that works on them without pause, searching for evidence, trying to restore justice. In one of these divisions, in Santa Clara County, an investigation was reopened. A murder case, 45 years old. Remember this fact: one murder, one victim. At least that's what the officers believed at the time. The DNA collected at the crime scene, stored in the evidence room for nearly half a century, was accidentally compared against a statewide database. In the 1970s, DNA testing did not exist. Many cases remained hidden forever. Once those old samples were run through the system, detectives were able to build a family tree and identify the DNA left on the victim's belongings. It belonged to an ordinary citizen, a caring husband, a loving father. A 74-year-old retiree from Hayward, California, John Arthur Getreu. Up next, you will see interrogation footage. Officers hoping to solve a decades-old mystery will uncover an entire vault of long-forgotten events. Could this friendly old man have done all of it? How many secrets did he plan to take to his grave? Was he ever going to face justice? For decades, he raised a daughter, loved his wife, hosted neighborhood barbecues, and all the while he lived among potential victims, evil hiding in plain sight.
So I'm Sergeant Cortez, okay? I'll let you know what's going on and why you're here today.
Yeah,
okay?
I'd like to know.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. Before I let you know what's going on, I just want to get your personal information. Just confirm your name. Your full name is John Arthur
Getreu.
Getreu?
Getreu.
Okay. Were you ever in the military?
No.
No. Have you ever been arrested in the past?
No.
He was born on August 26, 1944, in Newark, Ohio, into a military family. His childhood was marked by constant moves between military bases: Japan, Hawaii, North Carolina, and later West Germany, where he graduated from high school. In Bad Kreuznach, John Getreu lived the life of a carefree teenager until the night of June 8, 1963.
Now, you mentioned that you had never been arrested. And I found out something happened in Germany.
Okay.
Can you tell me about
I
it?
was arrested in Germany.
Okay, what happened with that? Can you tell me about that?
I was accused of murder.
After a school dance, he met 15-year-old Margaret Williams on the street. She agreed to let him walk her home. Instead, he took her to a baseball field. The next morning, her body was found there, behind the club. She'd been sexually assaulted and strangled.
Tell me about what happened. What was the accusation against you?
I killed a chaplain's daughter.
Okay.
And that was all I knew.
Okay. Did they Do you remember what happened
No.
with this young female?
No.
No?
I didn't even know her.
Although John maintained his innocence, the court found him guilty and sentenced him to 10 years in prison. Because of his young age, he served only 2/3 of his sentence before being released. His father, a military officer, brought him back to the United States, hoping to put the incident behind them. He believed John had understood the gravity of what he had done, that it was the mistake of a young, reckless teenager. But the violent predator inside him was only waiting for the chance to resurface.
You didn't even know her? Why did they arrest you? I mean, if...
Probably the next day
Okay,
after they found the body, I guess.
okay. How did they tie you to this body? How did they connect you to this body?
Somebody had seen me, walk that direction or walk towards the school, or
Okay,
it was an elementary school.
okay. Did you... I mean, I don't know the details of what
I
happened.
don't know the details either, so
Okay. Did you actually meet this young lady?
that's what they say.
And so you spent actually 6 years in prison? over
Something
it?
like that.
Wow. And then how, after you were released, what happened?
I just was dropped off at McGuire Air Force Base, and my father picked me up, and that was it.
That was it? You came back to the
Never
United
heard
States?
a word from him. Nothing.
Okay.
In 1975, John came under police suspicion for a serious crime. He was 31 years old when a teenager reported that John had not only attacked him, but had strangled him, threatening to kill him if he didn't comply. John was sentenced to 6 months in jail, but served only 30 days on weekends. The remaining 5 months were suspended. You might ask, how is that even possible? That's how one of the county's most dangerous offenders, already with multiple murders of young women behind him, was set free once again.
And then at some point, there was another accusation against you about a sexual assault from the Palo Alto Police Department?
Palo Alto Police Department.
Okay.
That's when I was the leader of an Explorer post.
Okay. Can you tell me about what happened there?
Nothing.
Okay.
I
It's
was
just
accused, interviewed, and that was it.
Okay. What's this allegation? I got to ask you.
Yeah.
This allegation that this young girl made against you that you sexually assaulted
Yeah.
her. Did that actually happen?
No, not that not that I know of. And if I was arrested for specifically that and then not even tried, and then nothing's happened. Like I told him, nothing happened.
Yeah.
I never saw her again.
Did you end up serving time for that? Do you remember?
No, I didn't. I didn't serve any time that I know of.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay.
It was so piddly that.
It didn't.
Yeah.
You weren't. Didn't go to trial or anything
No.
like that. Okay. So I want to tell you a little bit about my investigation. Okay. Are you familiar with the with Palo Alto area, Stanford area, the hills in Stanford?
Yeah.
You ever go out there? You
I
ever,
was a scout leader. I traveled all those hills.
what hills? Which hills are you talking?
Well, we were out in the Bay, Half Moon Bay Hills,
Okay.
and I traveled up through there, hiked with the boys.
Did you ever go in the hills, like in the area around Page Mill Road? Page Mill Road, like just west of Stanford?
No.
No, you never went to that area.
No.
Okay. So I'm investigating. There's a murder up there in the hills, and would there be any reason that you were ever up in those hills? No.
No.
On February 13th, 1973, in the early afternoon, 21-year-old Leslie Marie Perloff, a recent Stanford graduate and staff member at the university's law library, left work and headed toward her car. Her bright orange 1972 Chevrolet Nova was parked nearby at the gates of an abandoned quarry southwest of campus, about a 5-minute walk from her workplace. 3 days later, on February 16th, a volunteer participating in a search effort discovered Leslie's body on a narrow dirt trail in a wooded area near Sand Hill Road. She was nude, with evidence of sexual assault and signs of a violent struggle. From beneath her fingernails, investigators collected fragments of human skin, material that 45 years later would lead them to John, who at the time had been working as a security guard near the Stanford campus.
You ever see this young lady? You know her?
No, who's that?
It's a young lady that an investigation I'm doing, and she was murdered.
Mm.
Do you ever see her at all?
No.
She look familiar?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember ever stopping by the side of the road and looking into this vehicle?
No,
It's an orange Chevy Nova.
no,
No?
no, sir.
Okay. Do you know the name Leslie Perlov? Leslie Perlov?
No.
No? Okay. She wasn't a girlfriend of yours?
Oh, no.
Okay. I had to ask.
She's cute anyway.
Yeah, very.
That would
very
be
cute.
about, she'd be about 18 years old, I guess.
Okay.
At Stanford. Yeah, Stanford graduate. Yeah. But that's it. I don't even recognize her.
This is where the old offender slipped. The detective never told him that Leslie had been a Stanford graduate. That was the mistake. The very detail investigators wanted to hear from him. But they didn't yet know that this was not all. John was moving closer to making a critical error. He didn't even realize what kind of evidence he was about to hand over to the police himself.
Why do you say she's a Stanford graduate?
Well, just by the way she dresses and all
Okay.
in this area, you know.
Sure.
But, you know, I didn't say graduate either. I said, you know, she's a college kid.
Oh, okay. Now this young lady was obviously murdered, like I said. She was strangled.
Mm,
Would you ever think about doing anything like that?
nope.
I know that you were accused of a sexual
Yeah.
assault, right? Would you ever think about committing a sexual assault?
Have no reason for it.
And I'm going to ask you these tough questions
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
part of the investigation. When you were younger, did you ever fantasize about sexual assault?
It's what it sounds like by looking at my record.
Yeah. Or killing a young woman? Okay.
No.
In this investigation, if your DNA was on this young lady, why would you think your DNA was on her?
Haven't the slightest idea.
Were you involved in the murder of this young girl?
Nope.
The interrogator does not yet know that in 1974, 1 year after Leslie's body was discovered, another body was found in the same area.
You know about DNA and how it's transferred, right?
Yeah.
What-
This can be how it's transferred. I can always tell.
Okay, tell me about
Yeah,
that.
one is semen.
Okay,
One is from the mouth.
sure.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the only two that I know of.
Okay.
Now, if there's some that are bodily, I mean, other than these two transferred, then it's totally different.
Okay. And you know about technology now, advances in
Top
technology.
is getting good.
Yeah. So
They're
there's.
catching them every day.
Yeah. How do you think your DNA would be on a person?
Don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
Especially this person or these two persons.
What two persons?
Well, that you're talking about.
Yeah.
The two young women.
Okay. I showed you a picture of that one young lady.
Yeah. No.
Okay. What's the second young lady?
The one up on the one up on the hill.
Okay.
Yeah. There's two different places you're talking about.
Okay. One of them's up on the hill?
Yeah.
Okay. And then up on what hill? Well, you mentioned the hill.
Yeah. You mentioned it.
I mentioned the hills.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the other one? Because I don't remember another one.
Well, there's the two girls. It's not both the same place.
Okay. I mentioned one girl up on the hill.
Yeah, I mean, wherever she
Okay.
was, wherever the second girl was.
Oh, okay.
March 24th, 1974, Janet Ann Taylor, a 21-year-old student at Canada College and the daughter of legendary Stanford football coach Chuck Taylor, decides to head home from Palo Alto. Her car is in the shop, and she tries to hitchhike along Junipero Serra Boulevard, near the western edge of the Stanford campus. On the morning of March 25th, 1974, a truck driver discovers her body along Sand Hill Road. Taylor had been beaten, strangled, and left naked in a roadside ditch. A distinct mark on her neck matched the ribbed texture of a sweater, used like a ligature. Her face showed clear signs of blunt force trauma. The investigation stalled. The case went cold for more than 40 years, a DNA breakthrough, from cold case to criminal charge.
I think I'm at a point in my investigation that, you know,
I'm guilty, and that's it.
well, I'm trying, you know, well, there's a couple things, John. Your DNA is on her.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not trying to find out who did it.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to find out is why you did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you know more than you're telling me.
No, I wish I knew.
It's not an accident that your DNA got there. Your DNA and the type of DNA and where it is on the victim, there's no other explanation.
Mm-hmm.
You committed this crime. We know you committed this crime. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What we don't know is why. And we're going to give you the opportunity to explain it to us.
You don't have to. I thought about it, and that's all I can think of. No.
Know what?
No, I'm not guilty.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you right now you are.
Okay, fine.
Okay? You had to have known this day was coming.
Yeah, I know that. But why it took so damn long?
So why her?
I don't even know who she is. If that's the first girl or the one girl that's up on the hill or whatever, you know.
What do you mean the first girl?
Well, he said there's two people. There's two girls. Unless I misunderstood him. They were killed within probably an hour of each other and 2 hours of each other, or day, or who knows.
Do you remember? How do you remember those details?
Some of the questions he's asked me.
Do you remember seeing any newspaper articles or media about those?
Nobody, but that girl there is not the other one that he showed me. If that's the girl there with, the other picture, I doubt it.
Why's that?
I mean, look at the body.
Mm-hmm.
It could be somebody else. I don't think they're the same one.
Is that why you don't recognize her?
No.
Because that's not the girl that you
I'm
killed?
not questioning. I don't recognize her. I've never seen her.
Do you think it was a different girl that you killed and that's not the one we're
I
showing
didn't
you?
kill any girl.
You didn't kill the girl in Germany?
No. Well, that's total different. That's when I was 18 years old or younger.
There's a situation in Germany
Yeah.
where a girl ends up dead and you weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a situation
Here,
here,
that was
years later after you came back to the States, where a girl ends up dead and you say you weren't there, yet your DNA is there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the chances are of that happening?
I don't know.
What would you do if you were us and you were investigating this case? What would that look like to you?
There's a brick wall.
What do you mean there's a brick wall?
Well, I mean, you found out, you couldn't find out, so.
What do you mean I found out and I couldn't find
Oh,
out?
nothing. I'm just let it go.
Well, you understand it's my job not
Yeah.
to let things like that go, right?
I'm not I have nothing to say about it.
It's got to be quite a burden, John.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to put the questioning from here on, unless I'm represented by somebody in the courts.
What do you mean?
A lawyer.
You'd like a lawyer?
I like a lawyer.
Okay. Thanks, John.
After comparing his DNA with evidence from the Taylor case, taken from her belongings, including the green corduroy pants she wore that night, investigators made a breakthrough. It was him, John Arthur Getreu. The match was undeniable. The probability of a random match? 1 in 102 billion. The torn pants told the story, on both the inside and the outside of the fabric. DNA traces from Getreu were there, A fragment from the tear gave a perfect match. 2021. After 3 weeks of hearings in San Mateo, the jury found John Arthur Getreu guilty of the murder of Janet Ann Taylor. She was only 21, a student, her life stolen in 1974. The judge sentenced him to life in prison, no possibility of parole. 2023. Getreu pleaded guilty to the murder of Leslie Perloff, also 21 years old, an employee at Stanford's law library, murdered in 1973. The court gave him a second life sentence, to be served after the first. No hope of freedom. 2024. In a California prison cell, John Arthur Getreu died of natural causes. 79 years old. He never lived to see his sentence reduced. He never had his case reopened. His DNA remains in the state's database, and it continues to be checked against evidence from unsolved murders. Every new match could open the door to long-forgotten secrets and bring justice to victims who have been forgotten for decades. Subscribe to the channel to be the first to watch new episodes and never miss a single story that's been kept in silence for decades. And with that, I'll say goodbye until we meet again.